All right.
Oh, welcome, football stalkers. Look, we saw what happened at Kaizer Chiefs. We saw what happened for Orlando Pirates. What we're going to be talking about is what's happening for Sundowns. Some people are calling it unfair. Some people are saying, hey, this is causing an imbalance into the PSL. We don't know. We'll hear from Sedi and Tlhologelo, who they're going to tell us about the players that are coming in, and even there are possibilities of players still having to come in at Sundowns and players leaving the club. Guys, welcome.
Hi.
Well, look, let's start with already confirmed players that we know at Sundowns. Mvala and Shalulile. What are they bringing to the party at Sundowns?
Goals.
Clear. Like
That's all they need to bring. That's
the
the paycheck they're
Shalulile
getting.
is one. Yeah, Shalulile is one that I'm really excited about. Right. I definitely see him making a difference there. I definitely see us scoring more goals next season. So most definitely a player I'm excited about. Not sure how I feel about Mvala, but definitely excited about Shalulile.
You know, the weird thing about those two players is that I always thought hearing about them coming was another Twitter rumor. So I didn't take it seriously until I saw, oh, okay, these guys are actually here. But seeing their gate, with how they've been playing, I think it was good business on our side to get them.
Yeah, because if we look at, Sedi, if we look at, let's say, Highlands Park, now, initially it was a rumor. I guess one can say similar to the Vets one. And as soon as it was confirmed that they sold it, but we heard that there was some disagreement with the shareholders regarding the sale. But Sundowns acted quick on it. I mean, they got Shalulile and Mvala before anybody could act on anything.
No, we capitalized on the jumbo sale, you know. When a team is being sold, there's a lot.
Same
when
thing
a
with
team is
Vets.
being sold, or status rather, there's a lot of uncertainty for players. There's a lot of uncertainty for staff in general. So it was the best time for us as a team to go and attack. So, and I'm pretty sure they got them at a good deal, man. I'm definitely sure.
Well, I mean, the fact there are no figures that are being thrown around. You know, generally when Sundowns goes and negotiates with the team and they buy a player, there's generally figures that are being thrown around. But this time around, I mean, if I'm looking at these two players, there's no report as to how much we got them for. And also looking at what certain players that are expecting to arrive from Vets, similar thing. Nobody's saying anything about amounts that Sundowns is going to pay or paid or whatsoever. Is that also, does it now changing the corner with Sundowns, where Sundowns has always been branded that team that splashes money? Is now Sundowns becoming that team that is smart in the way of basically signing players and not having to spend that much?
But you know how, like now it looks like it's becoming more simple for players to come to Sundowns. You look at Sundowns' success, not only in the PSL, but in CAF, and how far we always get with CAF, and how much CAF, what is the word?
With recognition.
How much attention, recognition CAF actually gets, because it's easier then for teams overseas to see, oh, okay, this guy Otameka CAF, and if you play CAF, you're highly likely to get picked for Bafana. So which makes you more valuable in terms of your stature. So it's not really that hard anymore. We don't have to, not to say we don't splash out money. We still do that. But now it's more, okay, you're going to play for a team that's won 10 record league titles. We have X amount of trophies. So-and-so is here. This one is here. If you want to come and fight for your space at this big team and not just be another number, whether you want to see yourself donning the jersey, seeing the fans sing for you and all of that stuff, I think that has now become our good selling point. I mean, Jingle said the other day, you want to lift trophies, come here.
Yeah, because I'm
in
looking
terms
at
of figures, sorry, can I come in?
Yeah, you can.
In terms of figures, right? I think Sundowns is becoming smarter about the negotiations, in the sense that generally a player is worth 2 million, right? Sundowns is interested the next day that player is worth 5 million, because we've always not been shy about splashing our money. So I think we're definitely becoming smarter in terms of negotiating. And I think the reason why you don't see figures is because we're doing it quietly. We're not publicly going for players.
You must normalize this thing of just doing your selling in silence.
No, in the future,
just
that
buy
you
in
go
silence
in,
and then
do your
keep
business.
it moving.
Exactly, because now sometimes it's not that you don't have the money, but it's a thing of sometimes it's unnecessary the amount of money we're spending on certain players. So I mean, the way we're doing it now, I approve, in the sense that we go for the kill, you find out, and money is not a thing that needs to be splashed all the time. Do you get what I mean? So I definitely approve of this pattern.
The biggest, like, even if we can put a main example of put interest, we spent a lot of money and got nothing out of it. We can literally look at Jeremy Brocky. We spent a lot of money for a player that did nothing for us. And that was also overhyped by the media. So, they spent X amount of money on this player. I mean, all of a sudden, Oprumi Diba was a certain amount, Jiggy, SuperSport then put such a big price tag on him. And then it almost makes you wonder, okay, if we get this guy and we paid that much, surely this guy must perform. Does that not also put pressure on the player himself for Rorekile ka 22 million? So clearly we must have a clean sheet and you must score at least a goal every other game because of how much money we bought you for.
This is why I approve of signings undercover, because I approve of what we're doing now. No figures in the media, because like Sedi said, media overhypes things. Do you get what I mean? And unnecessarily so.
Touching on what you said, Sedi, a little bit there. If we look at, let's say, on the field, Sundowns, Coach Pito can have the arrogance in saying that with Sundowns you're guaranteed to win at least a trophy a season. Whereas, before, I know that there has been this talk, and sometimes it's banter, where you hear, let's say, the Soweto team talk about how they were able to lure players because of the Soweto derby. But it wasn't just about the Soweto derby. It was also about the success. If we look at, let's say, different periods, Kaizer Chiefs was a winning team, and they were able to attract different talents because of that winning team that they had. So it was easy for players to go there, and it was also easy because players grew up supporting Kaizer Chiefs or Pirates. But now there's a different change. Now, growing up supporting a team, you understand, but we're talking about a job here, and players want to leave a legacy. They want to say, when they retire, this is what I've got. When I was playing, this is what I've won. And now it almost seems as though that Soweto teams at this point on are not guaranteeing success. I mean, there's still a working project. And that's why I would say from my side, and I agree with you, Sedi, that it has become easier for Sundowns to recruit players because of the success that they have. Yes, the CAF experience is there, but not just only that. They're a team that's there to compete to win. They're a team that aspires to go to the Club World Cup. They're the team where winning the league is a priority, but it's not the only thing. It's almost like they're looking at a league as a stepping stone to CAF, whereas most teams are still aspiring to win the league.
And also personal success as a player. If you're playing in more international competitions, then you have a higher chance of being recognized, by teams that you aspire to play for. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's not just about Sundowns winning. It's about the exposure it gives you as a player to say, if you play in CAF, you definitely have more European teams watching you play. So
case in
that
point,
gives you
Bongani
exposure.
Zungu, Pesitau, who else? Keegan Doyle. There's so many players that
we
managed
can
to
count.
leave because of CAF.
Thank you. It gives you exposure.
So now moving to players coming in. Now there's a whole lot of speculation. I'm going to ask you guys to give me names. Which are the players that are coming in at Sundowns?
I know there's a couple of Wits guys coming.
I counted, I think I almost got to 10, right?
Well, let's hear them. Because
it's a lot. So you have Shalulile and Mvala who are here, right?
Yeah.
And then there's Mutupa. There's Domingo, right? There's Kanakimang. Then there's Goss, who's right? There's Magelman.
Yes.
And then who else? Who am I forgetting? Then there's still talks of Obrumudiba coming as well.
Okay.
Obakeng is going to run riot on the timeline. That means that happens.
Some are saying it fell through. Some are saying it's still there, so we don't know yet.
Okay.
Then there's Kermit.
Level 3. Let's go.
Then there's Kermit.
Okay. 2 more.
Who am I forgetting now? There's someone who did like a whole list on Twitter even.
What about Jody February?
There's someone.
Ajax keeper.
Oh yes, Jody February.
Yes.
I'm forgetting Jody February. Yes.
And then there's someone else.
So,
man, who is the guy that scored against us? NTN, Netbank, man. Vets guy.
Which guy? Which position?
He's a striker.
That's Mutupa.
No, he played for Vets. I forgot his surname. It's quite difficult to pronounce. But there were rumors going around that. Which one?
Chukumanji.
I think so. Isn't he coming?
No, can't.
It will be for the first time I hear that.
Yeah, it will be for my first time as well.
Okay, so now we've named all these 9 players, right? Coach Peter also mentioned that there's going to be players who are leaving. Now, who is leaving Sundowns?
Langerman.
You really think Langerman is leaving?
I don't think Langerman is leaving. I think Somaoro.
Somaoro is leaving. Ngoma's leaving.
Lafo's leaving.
Okay.
Muhumi.
I hear Meza, but personally I'm not happy. Right?
No, Meza has to go.
I personally love Meza, but
he runs like a headless chicken, but
he's a hard worker.
But I think the thing Emma Kawatang is integration in the team in terms of the culture.
He plays well, Rino, because they have that.
Yeah, I think. Meza is that kind of player that I just feel like he needs a bit more time to adjust or to basically get his juices going, because.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate thing with playing at Sundowns is that if you take long to get your juices going, there's somebody else who's taking up your place and it becomes difficult to replace them.
Exactly.
Especially with Coach Pizzo. Once you are on his side, it's difficult for him to replace you. Yeah, I don't know. So these are the names that you guys think that will
Peterson as well. He's vying.
Who?
Yeah, definitely. He has to go.
Peterson.
Oh.
That guy has masqueraded as a goalkeeper for 3 big teams. I don't know how he's done it.
And also, if it was possible, it was time for us to retire. It's time for us to retire certain players, honestly. Arenza must retire. Mweni must retire.
Arenza is leaving.
He's leaving. Good.
Apparently.
Son of Major One must also retire.
You know what? Come on,
there's players we just need to
the other thing is that some of these players, like Major One, Sala Sundowns for the spirit
Yes,
of it.
Yeah.
Ikova class captain. Yeah, Ikova
Yes,
class
that's fine.
captain.
But let him stop playing. That's my check.
There's someone else that
But
probably
he
will
would not
leave,
club that
but I'll
already
be
class
sad to
captain.
see
Yeah,
them
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but we know
Like,
that one
there's
is getting a
someone-
job when his contract is over.
Mahlambi, chances
He
are
must also
they'll
go.
either loan
He
him
must go.
out or he's going.
No, he must go.
Yo,
I'll
Tlolo
be
has
sad to see
no
him go
mercy.
though.
Tlolo is removing.
No. You know what my thing is, ne?
Yeah.
I feel like Mahlambi brings inconsistency when it comes to the attitude that we have about players and their lifestyles.
Yes.
Do you get what I
Jali
mean?
does
The
exact
same
same
goes
thing.
with Jali. But Jali is great. So we emotions are conflicted when it comes to Jali. But when it comes to Mahlambi, we're really bringing inconsistencies to what we preach. We say that at Sundowns, your lifestyle is important. It's more than just playing on the pitch. Your off-pitch lifestyle is the most important thing. And Muhumi is getting punished for it. Right? Mara Mahlambi Ashuli. So for me, I feel like he must vibe. And you don't even need to know personal things about the players. Number one, how long a player takes to recover tells you everything about their lifestyle. Mahlambi
That's also very
he's
true.
out for 6 months.
And that sucks because it feels like he's more of a liability than an actual investment.
Thank you. You are an injury-prone player. You have a shitty lifestyle. It takes you forever to recover. Why the hell are we still keeping you?
Well, you know what? I say this.
That's cool.
Because I understand us supporters, we do have our moments of being too sentimental, but generally we are not, and that's why I'm never too overcritical of players that leave because of contracts or whatsoever. Because at the end of the day, we supporters, if somebody else is performing, we're gonna forget about you who's sitting on the bench. We're looking at us winning, and that's the whole point. And that's why I'll never be like, well, as banter, you'll be like, yeah, well, you left the winning team, so why did you go? Type of thing. But generally, players deciding on their futures, I have no quarrels with them, because at the end of the day, we're all doing that. If somebody comes and offers you something better, you're definitely gonna leave because it's better opportunities.
Mara, my other thing is that Oskatamaya snacks.
Yeah.
Leave in peace.
Snacks.
Leave in peace.
What George Lebese? What's about snacks? Now every time they tweet something, you have someone supporters all over you because we are pap. Upapile, como Robert Marawa. No, Sundowns supporters will never forgive you.
And I think also the thing is, players who have failed at Sundowns, most of them, not all of it, most of them, we played and it didn't work out. Lebese is an example. Brocky
left with such humility. Right? He said nothing.
The only player that I could say at Sundowns, this player didn't really get played very much, is Muhumi. I think that's the only player who can get away with that. It was really unfortunate, but a majority of these players,
as a good guy, I was hoping that he makes it far at Sundowns.
Exactly. Do you get what I mean? But now you can't as like George Lebese come and say and complain ka Sundowns. Dude, you're a lazy player. That's it. You didn't cut it. You're not creme de la creme. You failed when you were with your best peers. Take your L, suck it up, and leave in peace.
Stop talking trash about us also.
Thank you. You know, Teko said it best. Teko said, at Sundowns, you praise. Sundowns require more than you know you're willing to give. So if you can't tap into that as a player, then you have a problem. I mean, we're talking about a team that plays 50 plus matches in a season. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not even a secret that Sundowns, there's work that needs to be done. Peter put it out there and said, give up a homework.
Homework.
So now, so you can't complain as a player if you're not doing your part. You can't complain if you're not doing your part. Exactly.
Okay, look, let's pause it here. We heard players coming in. We heard players that are leaving. We heard players potentially joining the Sundowns team. I don't know. Quickly, let me ask you a minute. What is your response to people saying that Sundowns is being unfair? They're making this a farmers league. The team is just too strong, so you guys must come down a bit. What do you have to say to people who say that? Sedi.
Suck it up. Suck it up. You can tell us about how big your institution is and how well marketed your team is. We banter back, Mara. We all know deep down we're okay. Is probably true. Mara, we have the accolades to back it up. And it's not to say now players shouldn't want to come to Sundowns because at Mang thinks it's unfair. If your team doesn't know how to do business properly in terms of acquiring talent, then that's on you. If you guys are busy going to cry to FIFA, that's your problem, not ours. Leave us in peace. Players that want to play for us will come. And unfortunately, some will have to make space and go. So, suck it up. You're going to have another 4 years of Sundowns winning the league. Just suck it up.
What do you have to say to people who say such things?
Obviously, as a Sundowns supporter, I want my team to dominate season in, season out. Right? It's bragging rights. The only thing we have as fans is bragging rights. Do you get what I mean? But I definitely think, look, Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, they're not teams that are lacking fans. Definitely not. I just think they need to put more effort into bankrolling their players, into bankrolling people they want to be part of the team. You know, as a soccer fan in general, I'd definitely like to see more competition within the league. Because also Sundowns winning the league all the time, it reduces the quality of the league. So at some point you ask yourself, are we that good or are they that bad? Good outside.
I never thought of that. Something to wonder about. Yeah.
It's great that we've won the league 5 times in 7 seasons. It's great. We've been top 2 7 seasons in a row. That's great. But then comes to ask yourself, is Sundowns really that good? Or are these other teams just not pulling their weight? That's also something.
And then crying on the side.
Look, I'll leave it to you guys at home. Listen, Tlholo asked a very, very important question. Is Sundowns really that good, or are the other teams that bad? Look, you know what to do. All you need to do is just comment. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook and also on Instagram. Look, you're still going to have more of these segments because who busy? Clubs are being sold. Not just only players. Clubs are being sold. I'm not even sure about teams.
I tweeted today, Nick. Yeah? I tweeted today and I asked if our admin was a troll, he was gonna announce a player every day for the whole week, Monday to Sunday.
Maravano, he doesn't want to step up to the
last minute, we'll leave it here. We'll resume next time. Thanks guys for tuning into the channel. Thanks guys for also coming on. Sedi, Tlholo, we'll talk again.
All right, bye.